Lost. 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 Sleepwalking, talking in my sleep, dreaming of flan so thick and sweet, coconut, custard, vanilla, caramel, my lips, massaging my taste buds, lingering in my mouth, like a warm summer night in old San Juan. Alive, Latin jazz band, playing, wild, free. An impromptu dance on the cobblestone. You, joyous, take me into your arms. Dazzle me with your kiss. Taste the flan still lingering in my mouth. Coconut, custard, caramel, vanilla, cascading my lips. The caramel cascading my lips. But I am awake. We are in the too cool winter of Connecticut. And the caramel is drool. So I close my eyes to dream again of you. I don't know where to begin. And yet, I always say this, feel this. Oh, God, my pen's running out. How conveniently inconvenient. Gave my water to the homeless woman, and now I'm thirsty. No, really, would I be thirsty if I hadn't given it to her? So tired of being tired. No, but I'm not really tired. I'm tired of having writer's block, or I'm tired of claiming to have writer's block. It's really just laziness. There I go, beating myself up again. Why can't I just cut myself a break or two? Text. I don't have to answer it, but I know it's from Amy, so I actually want to. Water's lovely. The seagulls are so cute. You going to hunt fish for the others? God, it's so beautiful out here. I just want to enjoy these last few precious days. Gorgeous. Not like yesterday. The screaming tweens and shrieking children and volatile parents. Text. God. Yeah, now a mother and her daughter clamming, who said excuse me and apologized actually when they crossed my line of vision into the sea. Very welcome, happy surprise. Oh God, now I feel like I'm trying to write, trying to sound eloquent. Yuck. I don't have to write about some strange mom. I can write about my own mom. Not that the woman is strange. I mean, she's a stranger. And I don't need to write about strangers. I have so many characters just waiting to be born in my heart, in my head, in my belly. I'm thirsty. But really, would I be thirsty if I hadn't given my water to the homeless woman?
Siéntate, siéntate. I said, shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. You want me to give you something to cry about?
That had become the sound of my morning commute. On the 6 train from the South Bronx to downtown Manhattan in 2004.
I said, cállate, coño, cállate. Siéntate y cállate, coño. You want me to give you something to cry about?
That was the sound of my mother. Though she didn't use the F word, in fact it banned it from our house, she did use coño, carajo, shit, goddammit regularly. Whether she had stubbed her toe or was silencing my brother's back talk with one swish of the telephone receiver across the top of his head. I never liked the subway, especially the number 6 train. When we caught it at our stop, El Dorado, or Maiditas in Castle Hill, it was an elevated train in those stops in the Bronx. And long before I could see the train, I could hear it. Banging, clanging, smashing, gnashing along the tracks, infiltrating my bone, ambushing my sweat glands. I would get so scared. I would squeeze my mommy's hand, shut my eyes, and she would look down at me and say, "What's the matter? What are you scared of? The train? Ay, that's nothing to be scared of." But she would pull me close. She had the body and voice of a German commandant. She could and would stop a train dead in its tracks. But I couldn't stop trembling. I could feel it vibrating on the platform, terrorizing me from head to toe. Only when it rattled to a stop could I open my eyes. And even then, I was too afraid to move. I was scared that my tiny feet would fall into that little crack between the platform and the train door. Inside the train, Mommy would pull me closer, kiss the top of my head, and tell me, "You got nothing to be scared of." And I believed her. Until she got mad at something, or someone, or me. "But Ma, siéntate, siéntate y cállate, coño. You want me to give you something to cry about?" I wasn't back-talking like my brother. I was just trying to explain to her why I called him a jerk-off. I thought I had good reason. He was threatening me with a fork at my throat whenever she wasn't looking. "But Ma, siéntate, siéntate y cállate, coño. You want me to give you something to cry about?" She punctuated the last coño with a yank of the braid. I never got to tell my side of the story. In Mommy's book, there were never 2 sides to any story. Only Mommy's side. You know, despite the fact that I was a pretty good kid, well-behaved, there were a lot of yanked braids and a lot of threats of the strap, one of my father's old belts that Mommy occasionally brandished. Years later, when I was a teaching artist, in my early 30s, in New York City, I worked in some of the best and the worst schools throughout the 5 boroughs of New York City. And I got angry at the system that overlooked beautiful, creative young minds, mislabeling them as special ed because they couldn't pay attention or sit still for a teacher who didn't realize she may have been letting the next Langston Hughes, Julia de Burgos, Ella Fitzgerald, or Van Gogh slip through the cracks. And then even still years later, when I was the director of an arts program, after-school arts program in Connecticut, I still got mad at the system. But also the parents who yelled, "Siéntate, siéntate y cállate, coño. You want me to give you something to cry about?" And who, when tired of yelling, listened to doctors prescribing Ritalins for their 9-year-old Frida Kahlos and Alvin Ailey's. I wanted to yell back. "Do you know what you're doing to your kids? to, but I didn't. Instead, I sat down, shut up, and gave myself something to cry about. When we first started the club, going back a few years now. Oh yeah, it was my idea to have the plants and shit in here. But Carlito, he's the one who went to the plant store and bought them. He picked them out, yeah. Oh man, he was so proud. And I was proud of him too. Man, we must have spent the whole weekend, man, that day. We was patching up the ceiling, fixing the tiles, putting in new floors, the windows. Man, and it must have been close to midnight before we was through. And then Carlito says, "Pero papi, something's missing." And he runs out to the car, all excited and shit, gets his supplies and comes back and starts painting this mural. The shit is fly, yo. You see that rainbow? He asked me to paint. That's because The Wizard of Oz is our favorite movie, yo. Was our favorite movie. We ain't watched a movie since he started high school. But we used to, every Friday night, yo. Oh yeah, 6-pack of Canada Dry ginger ale, 2 boxes of nonpareils, and a pan of Jiffy Pop. I melt extra butter, Breakstone whipped, just the way he liked it in it. Oh yeah, man. Then Saturday mornings, he'd help me in the body shop. And Sundays, we go to our old hoods in the Bronx, oh yeah. Roma's Pizza in Castle Hill, yeah. Bowling in Soundview, breakfast, brunch at IHOP. I mean, yeah, it was great, man, just me and my son. Yeah. But he's too big now to hang out with his old man. Nah, everything now is Joey this and Joey that. It's that Joey. What you mean? Why my son gotta be a maricón? Huh? What did I do to make Carlito that way? Nah, I don't know. Maybe if I hadn't left San Diego, if we hadn't left the Bronx, if I hadn't left his mother, yo no sé. Maybe I didn't spend enough time with him when he was little, or maybe she spent too much time. It just ain't right, yo. I mean, I could understand him being close to Joey. That's his homie. I mean, just like me with you guys. You're my homies. But that don't mean I want to fuck you. I mean, me and Frankie was mad tight. Frankie Falcone. Oh, come on. You got to remember Frankie Falcone. Fastball Frankie. 97 miles an hour is fastball. Should have paid for the Yanks. Me and Frankie, yeah, we was mad tight. No, no way, coño! He was a real man, macho. He's the reason I got the biceps and the triceps you see today. No, we worked out, man. Yeah, we worked in the body shop all day, then went to the gym, hit bench press, nautilus, b-ball, racquetball, you name it, we did it, yo. Then, Friday nights we shoot pool, weekends we come here. Yeah, man. Hey. But at the end of the day, he went home to his wife and I went home to... I didn't have nobody at the time, but... If I did, I woulda, tú sabes. I never had no problem with the ladies, tú sabes. No. Hey, yeah, no, man. And Angie was the love of my life, yo. Yeah, that was Carlito's mother, yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, well, she was crazy. And I was crazy. We brought out the craziness in each other. But it wasn't always like that, yo. No. I mean, I remember back in the day when I was working for Midas Muffler. Oh, yeah, we was both there. She came into work
with this loud red jumpsuit on. I mean, this shit was screaming como un fire engine. You could spot her a mile away, and I did, yo. So, also away from garage number 4, I yelled out, "Where's the fire, baby?" And without skipping a beat, she shouted back, "In my heart!" Oh yeah, that's when I knew, oh man, yeah, that's when I knew, oh, she was so fucking Puerto Rican, coño. Tan linda, man. Had the body of life and the face to boot. Fucking gorgeous, yo. Yeah, no, it's just bad karma. Bad karma, I mean, well, she dumped me for her flaquito, blanquito yoga teacher. It's bad fucking karma, cause before I met Angie, I was going out with this cute girl from the hood. I mean, she fucking worshipped me, yo. But I busted it up with her for a one-night stand with Angie. Before I can blink, it's 11 years later. The longest fucking one-night stand of my life, yo. Nah, but I don't know. It's alright, it's alright. You know, we good. I had to hightail it out of there, even if it meant giving up my son for a while, you know? Pero that's why. I came here, you know? My cousin had a place up here. I came here and I never left. I fell in love with Newark. Instead of love, oh man, see, yo, bro. No. You've been out of suburbia so long your brain don't get fried, okay? No, for one thing, we got the PATH train. It's a beginning and an ending. Oh, no. Hoboken, don't you even mention that fucking word in the same sentence, yo. No. Hoboken, not even 1 square, it's 1 square mile, not even a fucking city. No, don't count. Besides, we got the airport. I hate to fly, but it's nice to know it's there. Just in case I gotta make a quick exit to sorry. Hey, besides, that's how neighborhoods start. Oh, see. One cousin flies here, then the next. Pretty soon you got the half a familia, Vega Baja, Santo Domingo, San Diego, living on your streets. You got home-cooked meals in Spanish. You got churches in Spanish. You got places to visit for Three Kings Day, for Christmas. You always got a place to go and hang out, tu sabes. And maybe if you're lucky in a few years, you got streets being named after your peoples. Oh, aye. You ever walk or drive around Newark? See, man, that's why you can't feel it. That's why you can't feel it. You gotta travel the city, bro. Travel the city, That's what I'm talking about. Oh, see, back in the day, okay? Carlito and Frankie and me, we used to tool around Newark in my pickup, jamming to WBG, Will La Ribera, playing Eddie, La India, Tito, Willie. Oh, man, it was great. And then when Carlito, started hanging out with Joey, it was just Frankie and me. Esa wilda, yo. The Spanish just rolls off her tongue like gravy sliding over mashed potatoes. Oh, man. Yeah, and we would drive around, her voice sounded as deep and smooth as the lake, and we'd park there, surrounded by trees and grass and quiet. The beat changes. Eddie's pouring La India, the saddest, slowest riff, and she's belting the pain right back. Everyone in this city's asleep, and we breathing in their rhythm. Yeah, I guess you could call it that, a silent beauty. No, we don't anymore, no. No, not since, I said Frankie, fucking local workaholic, yo. I mean, well, he would work in the body shop all day, and then he started going to school to get his MBA. Man, when he landed a job in one of them big firms, we were so proud, so happy. I bought him one of them really good bottles of champagne, Martini Rossi Asti Spumante. Oh man, we partied all night, yo. The night before his first day, We had plans, man. We were going to build a chain of body shops across the country and Puerto Rico. Carlos y Frankie's Body Works. But Frankie's first day was September 11th. And the big firm was in the World Trade Center. They never did find his body. So I used to think maybe he's still alive, tú sabes. Maybe he just got tired of working so hard and his wife never being satisfied, and maybe he's waiting for me in Puerto Rico. We had plans, man. A chain of body shops. Oh, see, I could still do it, yeah. Pero tú sabes, if I did, I would open up a shop in every state except Arizona. Oh, see, you want to know what I got against the state of Arizona? The Diamondbacks, bro. A goddamn expansion team. Oh, no. You gonna be in the World Series, you want to be in the World Series, you gotta earn it, yo. And the Yankees, all of New York on yo, more than earned it, especially in '01. But I remember in 2000, the Yankee parade, me and Frankie crossing over the waves of people, a ripple, crossing over Chambers to Broadway. The spirit of the people carried us, lifted us all the way to City Hall. We didn't even feel our feet touch the ground, yo. Unida. And everybody took off that day. Oh yeah, cutting school, skipping work. And we didn't care who was Moreno, Latino, Blanquito, Chinito, Rico, Pobrecito. We were all brothers and sisters. Compadres y comadres. Reaching into our coolers, our pockets, giving shit away. Pins, flags, bacalaito, chicken wings. Oye, ¿qué tú quieres? Yo tengo, tómalo. That day, we were all Yankees. Dios sabe, we really needed that series in '01. But them pendejo Diamondbacks stole it from us. We was robbed, yo, by a goddamn expansion team. No. And they didn't even have the decency to wait until after we cleared the field before they was popping open the bubbly, rubbing our faces in their ill-begotten glory. Where are they now, them Arizona Diamondbacks? Yeah? Even el gran pendejo, Randy Johnson, became a Yankee. Oh, see? Pa carajo, Arizona. Here's to Frankie, yo. Seems like every day I'm hearing in the news about communities like Newtown, Aurora, Columbine. Hearing about the PTSD therapy people and the millions of dollars pouring into Newtown, Aurora, and Columbine. Dios sabe, I don't begrudge Newtown, Aurora, Columbine, nothing. Pero nights, when I lie awake, missing my son, and all I can see is the hole in the back of his head at the hands of a
boy with a gun. I can't get to sleep because that's all I can dream and that's all I can hear, reverberations of young men repping their hoods. Where were the millions of dollars, the PTSD therapy people, the teddy bears, the sympathy cards? Where were the PTSD therapy people to teach community resiliency and healing to me, to our streets, when we counted 414, 1,200 murders, 163, 1,270, 6,200 shootings on our streets? Where were those PTSD therapy people for my community and me? They say gangbangers get the life and death they deserve, but my son wasn't in a gang. He was in the National Honor Society and in a bodega buying me a quart of milk. Hadia Pendleton wasn't in a gang. She was in the marching band and hanging in the park. My son and their daughter in the wrong place and wrong time. But what if they were so immersed in crime? No one's born holding a gun. They get there. Do we ever bother to ask who, what, when, where, why, how, and why they got there? How many people have to die before we realize a life is a life is a life? Somebody's son, daughter, mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, wife, husband, cousin, neighbor, friend, a life. How many people have to die to realize a life is a life is a life, black, brown, or white? A life is a life is a life. I had just burned the last page of my journal. The last of 1,276 pages of anything and everything to do with her. I had just burned the journal along with those photos we took in a little booth before Woolworths went bankrupt. The Victoria's Secret red silk bra and panties she bought me our first Valentine's. The matching pearl necklace and earrings she bestowed for my 35th birthday. The gold wedding band she had tucked in my stocking with mistletoe our second Christmas. I had just burned the journal, the lingerie, the jewelry, the hair, the rings, the Visa, the MasterCard, the Petco, the Bloomies, the Target. Just burned. The phone rang. She was here in New York again. The last time she was here, she flashed a 2-carat diamond on her left ring finger. 2-carat diamond he had given her. I looked at her diamonds, then I looked at her eyes and her smile and back at her eyes and back at her smile, and I just knew she was full of shit. Congratulations. Thank you. She smiles as big as a septic tank. But you hug knee deep in the cesspool. Yes, that last time she was here, she told me how much she was craving my café con leche. No one, not even in Puerto Rico, could they make it like you, she said. So,
We proceeded to my studio, but stopped at the bodega on the way to get her favorite carnation evaporated milk. Once inside my kitchen, she told me all about her upcoming nuptials. The Vera Wang dress, the cathedral in Old San Juan, the reception in Isabelle, the honeymoon in Paris. We never made it to Paris. Or the altar. And we had rings, I thought, as I stirred 1.5 sweetened loaves in her café con leche. We never even lived together, and I was still paying off her MasterCard. She stuck the joint between my lips. Suck hard, it's tight. I settled back on the couch. She rummaged through my DVDs. I waited for the inevitable. 10 minutes into Desert Hearts, we were butt naked. The phone rang. With her left hand, 2-carat diamond, between my legs, and her right hand reaching for the phone, she pulled her mouth from my nipples. I gave him your number. Somewhere between ecstasy and shock, I managed, oh. Hi, honey. Oh, nothing, just hanging with one of my old co-workers, counting the days till I'm Mrs. I sat up and buttoned my shirt. She hung up the phone and unbuttoned it. I let her. Oh, she never did marry him, but she never did marry me either. She fled, went back home to her mother's house in La Isla del Encanto. Didn't call or write. Mutual friends kept us posted, kept me posted. Now I realized 2 years had gone by, and it was time to purge, coño, cleanse, burn. I had just burned the journal, and now she was here, calling me from the bodega. The payphone by the bodega. This time I make myself strong. No rifa, no café con leche, and no desert hearts. I chanted like a mantra. No rifa, no café con leche, no desert hearts, no rifa. The doorbell rings. And there she is, holding up a can of carnation evaporated. No café con leche, no rifa, no desert hearts, no café con leche. We never even make it to the couch. She goes down on me in the kitchen. 6 hours and 7 orgasms later, I watch her glued to my bathroom mirror, mascara and compact in hand. And as I stand on tiptoe to kiss her, she jerks her head away. I don't want to mess up my lipstick. She smiles. We hug. She leaves. I cry. Now I know the burning is complete. You know him as the shooter, but I know him as Mateo. I I know him as Mateo, the kid I've known since he was in diapers. I've known all these kids since they were in diapers. Yeah. I heard somebody say, somebody who knew his parents real well, they said, well, you know, hey, with a life like that, parents like that, you know, he never had a chance. But I don't believe that shit, okay? No. Everybody has a choice. Everybody has a chance. You just have to want to change. I was one of those kids, okay? No, I grew up, the oldest is 7, the only girl, okay? And my mother was on crack. I never met my father. He was in prison since before I was born. So I never met him, right? Gracias a Dios por mi abuela. She took care of us. She took us in. She fed us, clothed us, made us go to school, made us do our homework. Okay, and she only had an 8th grade education because she dropped out to take care of her brothers and sisters. When she died, I felt like dying too. Yeah, I started acting out, hanging out with the wrong crowd, getting high, getting into mucho trouble. 6 foster homes in 2 years I lived in. That's right, yeah. I went from being an A student to failing almost every class, except music. I love music. Or maybe I just love Mrs. Rivera, yo no sé. Yeah. Well, one day, me and my crew, we went to Central Park. We skipped school. We like to skip school a lot. And then we were in Central Park, and who do we see? Mrs. Rivera. She was on a field trip with our class. She looked me right in the eye. And the look on her face scared the shit out of me. You keep running with that crowd and they are going to drag you so low you will never get up. You're better than that. Maria, you're better than that. She stepped in, told me to step up. Otherwise, yeah, I could have been just like Mateo. But I had a chance and I took it. So don't tell me he's a victim, okay? No. Because Mateo had many chances and he blew them all. You sabe, we cops try. All right, no. Okay, not all cops, not all, but most of our department. All right? No, me and my partner, we out here every day trying to talk to these kids. We try. Even when we know it's too late, we try. Yet everybody says we're the bad guys. Yeah, go figure. We're out here every day doing community policing. We've been doing community policing. No. We lived it, okay? Long before the politicians co-opted it. We lived it. Yet everybody says we're the bad guys. We out here trying to protect the community from themselves. They don't want to talk to us. A dead body shows up in front of a school in broad daylight. Nobody saw nothing. 120 people at a house party, 6 people shot. Nobody saw the shooter. Mateo's mom gets her ass kicked for 3 years. Nobody calls 911 until she's dead. People know shit and they don't want to talk to us. We got dozens of cold cases going all the way back to the 80s. Some of these cases, most of them could be, 95% of them could be solved if people would just talk to us. So you tell me, who's the bad guys, huh? If
you hadn't gone to the bodega. I hadn't been making the cornbread, I wouldn't needed a quart of milk. 12-year-old boys couldn't buy a gun for less than the price of the video games, didn't make shooting fun. Every child felt loved before they went off to school every day. Felt like they belonged in school, not pushed out or bullied, not judged for listening to rap or being brown or black. If only. We traded love, peace, and community instead of truckloads of guns, money, drugs. If only the war on drugs was really about prevention and intervention, not segregation, degradation, discrimination, and evisceration of a people cared as much when a black girl ODs on a Harlem street as they do when a celebrity ODs anywhere. If only. Washington didn't have a courtship with the NRA. If only the NRA didn't have Washington by the cojones, then you, mijo, would have turned 18 today. Peace, piecemeal, piece pie, piece of meat, peace be with you. I try to wrap my mind and heart around the word peace, and when I do, I think of Eric Garner, Michael Brown, Akai Gurley, Tamir Rice. And Eric becomes Michael, becomes Tamir, becomes Akai, becomes Eric, becomes Michael, becomes Tamir, becomes Akai, becomes Michael, becomes Tamir, becomes Akai, becomes Amadou, becomes Michael, becomes Eric, becomes Tamir, becomes Michael, becomes Amadou. I try to wrap my mind and heart around the word peace. No justice, no peace. I think of Eric Garner's father asking for justice and peace in the same breath. I want to let his words be the echo that reverberates in my head instead of the bullet ricocheting into Akai Gurley's chest. I try to wrap my mind and heart around the word peace. And if it's that hard for me, what about their families? What about their streets of Ferguson, Staten Island, Cleveland, the Bronx? I try to wrap my mind and heart around the word peace. And I do believe in King, I believe in his dream, but there's another brother becoming another number every second, so it seems. Still I try to wrap my mind and heart around the word peace. And when I do, I lose myself in the most incredible image I think I've ever seen. A 12-year-old black boy at a Ferguson rally, giving free hugs to a white